Hi guys, it's Steve from Steve's Small World, and today we're going to be looking at making some frozen rivers for Frostgrave. So let's get to the table and crack on. Right guys, today we're going to be working on a river. I've got myself a sheet of blue XPS, whole sheet's about £4. Got a bridge which I got from Snapdragon years ago, which I want to use because I don't have time to make one for this. So what we do is measure the gap underneath the bridge, which is about 12 centimetres. Put this out of the way. Got a piece of cardboard, folded that over, taped it. Get your ruler. Should actually be there. Measure out 12 centimetres. And I'm going to go and grab a drill and put a hole through it. Right, grab the drill. Just going to put a hole through it. Right, turn it around. Hopefully that's big enough to open up to take a pencil. Yep, and then I'll get another pencil. Get them about the same length. Now I've already measured the length of this, so I might be slightly off camera as I come down. I can use this as a guide to cut a clear line. So there's a very quick way of drawing out a river. I'll see if I can zoom in so you can see. So you've got one line there and the other line's over here. So I'm going to set up the hot wire cutter and we'll start cutting this. Right, set up the hot wire cutter. It's only a cheap one. If you want to see a full review on it, have a look at Luke's APS. He did a review of this cutter. I think it's about 30 quid, 35 quid. But it saves so much time. Right, fingers crossed. Just gently roughly follow the lines you've drawn on. Got a cut one side, just going to cut the other one. Right, we have our river section cut. I've still left it as one long length at the moment. We'll cut it down into manageable pieces in a minute. If you cut it before you melt it, you never get the two pieces to marry up and look right. So I've grabbed my little blowtorch, just turn it on. Fire! And gradually melt this. You've just got to keep the torch moving because it's suddenly softened, and when it goes, it goes. You see, there we go. Right guys, we've burnt our rivets. I've got to get a bevel on the edge. One had a wee accident. I'll tell you how to deal with that in a minute. I could just recut it, but I'm not going to. It's better to tell you how to work around little errors. And we have got a little bit of a warpage, so we'll deal with that as well. So first thing, let's get these edges beveled. And get this guide bar out of the way. Good thing with this one, I can just tip it. Now probably should have done this before I cut it, but we'll work it out. side. I'll crack on and do the others. As you can see, it's not perfect. So we grab a piece of sandpaper, just hold them together. So that edge tidied up. And then we'll go across here. Stick and pin together. Could do this with a Dremel, but it tends to just get whoosh straight through it. Got your sharp curves you just want to take off. I'll turn them over. I've numbered them. There we go. 2. There we go. Alright. 3 sections of river. We got a texture, get them flat, so a bit warped, so we get hold of some more of this, which is acetate. I'll cut the pieces to fit on the back. Also when it sticks out the edge slightly, it gives it a protection. So we get that, get hold of that, I get it stuck on, we'll get it under weight, and let them dry, and we go from there. Right guys, the rivers have warped up pretty bad, so we're going to try and pull them straight. If not, I'll take a different approach to it. So we grab our river, get a good coat of PVA on the back, and I've cut a piece of acetate, which is just plastic, you can use packing plastic, all sorts of things. Just whack on a nice good coat. As PVA dries, it shrinks, so fingers crossed it should pull it straight. I've done this before on odd bits of terrain that I've had to pull flat and it's worked quite well. I don't know how it's going to work with this blue foam because it has got quite a strong pull in it. Just whack it on quite generous. Right, I've coated them all up, whacked some boards on the top and whacked some weight on the top of them. Literally just stuck the table with anything I can put on them and ready them to dry and see how it turns out. Right guys, I finally got back to it. These are fairly well flattened out now. That's where we stuck the plastic on the back. It did take about 5 days to dry, unfortunately. And there's odd points where it still had a little bit of warp, so I've literally just twisted it. You can see there's odd little cracks where it's cracked. It's cracked right through. I've just had a bit of glue, repinned it, let it dry. Turned out fine. So what I'm going to do now is just whack over the top of it with some filler. Just to get rid of all the holes in it as well. As I said, don't worry about if you burn through it too much. Fresh pot, so it's got a nice load of liquid on the top. I'm going to try and get this mixed up a bit. That's better. I'll work with that. Right, we get our filler. Just whack it on. Big dollop. Just whacking on with it. The filler's a bit better now. Where I've got some nicks in the side, so get the filler into that. Literally all I'm after doing is getting a thin coat on it. Where the plastic is on the edge, if you draw it down where it overhangs, get a catch in the groove. So it gets rid of that groove for you. It's all going to be flocked anyway, so you don't see most of this. Right guys, we've got a layer of filler on. I'm going to mix up a base coat of paint. I'll just pop these back out the way. So, tub, some house emulsion, for the same white as I actually used on the main board. Oh, lovely, get it everywhere. As you can tell, the sun's out and the kids are playing. That should do. I'm going to get some Mod Podge. Oh, yeah, make a mess. Add a bit of that to it as well. Yes, now I've got another assistant, a furry one. So say don't work with children or animals. I have all of them. I'll quickly clear this up and then we'll get cracking. Right, back with you. So we'll work on one. Got some our paint and Mod Podge mix. Okay, good mix up. I'll just grab our brush and crack on with it. So I'll try and keep the brush lines of the river going in one direction. And preferably without any hairs. Joys of using high quality brushes. Right guys, I've just whacked in some blue ink or blue wash into the white paint. These are still wet, so what I'm doing is just work and dragging it through while it's still wet. Don't worry about if you go up a little bit and sort all that out afterwards. Literally just drag it through. Oops. Right, we've done our base coat, so I've just got some wash and shoved it in a drop of water to thin it right down. And what I'm going to do now is give this another coat, but this should now find its levels. Right, I'll let that one dry and I'll crack on and do the others. Guys, I put the wash all over them. I've actually put them end on end so that where they marry up and just tidied up the edges with some white paint. Down at the point I hate, I've got to leave it to dry. So we'll leave it to dry and we'll come back to it hopefully tomorrow. We'll start looking at getting the resin into it and some of the flock in the resin to get some depth, etc. So I'll see you then. Right guys, I've decided the river's a bit too blue and in your face. I'm going to thin it down, so I'm going to get some Payne's Grey and stick that on there. Some thinners. Stick that at a separate point in the palette. And we're going to give it a coat. So mix paint up. Bit here I've been working with, so it's quite thin. And you just get into the dark bits. And almost, so the blue still comes up through. I've got some depth to it now. Right guys, we've darkened the river up. Now we've got to barricade the ends so we can actually fill it with resin without it pouring everywhere. So what I'm going to do is get some hot glue and just go straight across it first of all. Grab a lollipop stick and push. And then that one as well. Enough hot glue goes everywhere. Seal the gap. There we go. It doesn't look too bad. Okay. And there we go. That's all sealed up. And I'll crack on and do the others. Right, we've dammed up our ends. We're going to give it a go. Main thing I would say is actually pour some in the end where you've dammed it to make sure it doesn't leak. What I want to do is get some snow flock. Go with that. So let that dry. I'm going to put a weight on it, and when that so the resin, when it dries, it should dry it flat. Fingers crossed. Right, we have our river section, resin poured in, flock added in. The later ones I actually put some flock in the bottom before I poured the resin in. That sort of helped as well. Right guys, the resin's dried up enough. It'll probably take another few days knowing this stuff to be fully cleared underneath, but it's hard enough to work with. So we're going to get these sticks off and just gently work our way along the glue. Okay. And we have our end clear. Right, now all the sticks are off, we're going to have to tidy up the join marks. So all I'm going to do is cut through them with a ruler. Just put the ruler on and then come across it with a knife. I'll move that one out of the way, try and take as little off as possible. Just do it in gentle slices. Because the resin's not fully hard, but the only thing I will give the wooden seam give you a lot cleaner edge to work with. As you can see, it sort of blends in. Right, we can always put the bridge over one join and we can come up with something to go over the other anyway to cover it on the table. And now we've got our ends all tidied up and tidied up the white paint a bit. I'm going to give this frosting over the top. So to do this, I'm going to get a tub of water. This time we're using Mod Podge Gloss. Yeah. That should do. Since it's quite a thin liquid, because I don't want it to pull, I literally just want to go over the top of this with that. Right, try that away. Grab some of our snow flock. Anyway, this is going to work is through a sieve. So put it in the sieve, dump it to one side before you put it in. Literally. Just work our way on the top. Have a look at them when they're dry. Right guys, the top's fairly dry. It'll dry a bit more, the gloss will start coming back up, I hope, fingers crossed. So now I've wired up my flock box and we're going to add on some static grass. Unlike when we worked with the green grass where we added the flock first and then added the static grass, this time we're going to put the static grass on first, then do the flock. So just get some normal PVA and we'll just whack on some lumps. That come down. Right, time to electrocute yourself. I've got some frozen grass, frosted ground they call it, and we'll whack on. Let's put the pot over here. I'm just going to work my way along the river. Oops, I'll bang that off in a minute. I'll try to do this without electrocuting myself. There we go. Right, then we just pick this up. Give it a shake. So we've got the start of our frozen grass done. Right, the glue's fairly well dried. I've thinned down some PVA. Tried it with straight PVA, didn't work very well, so I've thinned it down now. And all I'm going to do is just coat this up. This will obviously be thinner, it'll run nicely. Still sticks. Just work my way along. Grab our sieve. Grab some snow flocks. Just work our way along. Any bits you're not happy with, just touch up. And there we go. See, with where the PVA's gone, it softens up the edges and allows you to bring the snow across the top as a very thin layer. Break it up. So I'll set this one to one side and dry. Right guys, we're at the final stage. Just got to toughen it all up now, ready for making it game playable. So as we've done previously, I'm just going to give it a little wet through. Grab some thin down PVA, get me dropper, this could probably do it being a bit thinner, one sec, go a bit more water. Try not to wet the middle too much. Let's have a look at that. That's better. It's should just disperse in. Right, we've let our flock dry up. Gives you a nice hard durable finish. There you go, bring it up so you can see what's going on. It's starting to clear up quite nicely. This has been a bit of a challenge to put together. I ended up with over 150 minutes of video to edit down. So hopefully I got it to a reasonable length and haven't missed anything out. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like, share, subscribe. Let's get it out there. And I'll stick a video at the end just to show you, put down on the table how it blends in. And we'll see you soon. Well, take care everyone and get out there and make some terrain. Cheers!